but still signed up to do the tryouts.
Nice.
Okay, so high sensitivity Zarya. First and foremost, like, I don't know how big your mat is or your desk is where your mouse is. I think it should be. I'll have to find a video and I'll link it to you at some point. But there should be a, I want to say 180-degree turn. Well, it should be like from the left side to the right side should be like a certain degree turn. And then by doing those, and you can figure out what sense just by going like high, low, and lowering it just like to that perfect point, then you can go edge to edge on your mat and figure out what your sense actually needs to be for your DPI. That could actually help with your accuracy a lot. We'll see how good your accuracy is as it is, though.
Try and figure out a time we can get them to the lab and let them play.
It looks super sensitive, though.
So, like, we have a full team, almost, assuming that
Not correct.
yeah, it's not ideal. Not at all ideal.
Oh, this is a game that I was in.
Oh, hog! I
Not Mercy.
Gotcha.
Mercy down.
Nice, yeah, good push, good push. Hogs underneath.
Oh, he was down, guys. Let's just take him
my
to
gosh.
house and teach him what's up, man. Let's take him to grandma's house. What a
Um,
dude.
Watch
Nobody was shooting at the Lucio. He wasn't taking any damage. I'm not sure if it was needed.
He's low, me low, nice.
What's up?
Oh, what a hook.
By the way, Drew, I have it live so that you can see.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way.
My thing's not liking the
Mortality.
lagging a little bit.
There we go.
So I would have stayed bubble to see who he hooked. You bubbled in reaction to the hook, but he's not actually going to take any damage from the hook that's going to kill him.
I don't know how to play Doomfist.
So good right now, dude. Doomfist, you right click and then you win, dude.
That's understandable. You're taking pressure. That's whenever you just take in the,
Dead.
We got a hog and a hound in the point, dude. And it's driving me
I think you
crazy.
know about that ult. That's good. Good tracking.
Holds up.
You know, it doesn't hurt to,
Showing that Ryan who's boss.
it doesn't hurt.
You had everybody else behind you.
I should be pausing this, sorry. It doesn't hurt to right click, so like get those like blasts on him, right? I mean, he was being kind of idle for you, so it's possible you could have like just gone it with it that way for the stall. But if you're trying to confirm the kill in case somebody was coming back him up, right, or just in general, you kind of want to be getting some shots in on him. Sorry. I think every shot you toss. So you're at 100 here. Yeah, every shot is 25, right? But if you're below 25, then it's just gonna bring you down to 0. It's gonna do the same amount of damage and everything. So if you want to beam yourself down to under 25 and then do a just kind of right click blast, right? You can do that and you'll get a little bit more out of it that way. But then you're just gonna obviously have to reload once that happens.
But you had everybody else behind you.
Yeah, the hog and me were behind.
You were just pushing up.
Hold tab for a sec. I want to see what they're running.
I'm on the payload. I can't get up there.
Okay, thanks.
Here you go.
May, you suck.
I cannot heal that.
Big shadow, let's go.
Fat shatter.
Shit.
Oh, that was late. Oh, that was so
okay.
late. Sorry, guys.
Okay, falling back.
You didn't get that bubble off.
It was partly my fault. I did the scatter too early because I thought nobody else was there. Anyway, bad time.
It's hurting a bit because we don't have any combos for your Zarya, And furthermore, we just don't have your ult up, right? You kind of threw Zarya's ult recklessly, which was a really, it's a really big game-changing ult.
Off and flash me and hit double headshot in the middle.
Oh, mercy.
What the fuck? You're nutty.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna dive Anna from back here.
That was not.
I know
Got
right
Anna, Anna down.
Speeding, I'm speeding.
Watch McCree in the back. Here we go.
Hey, don't steal my kills.
We got May up top here all alone.
Hey, Leo, did you end up streaming that game?
Which one?
The AFC one?
No, that's on the 24th. So
I'm gonna do that out of spite.
Glad I didn't miss that.
no, you don't need to spite. You can just watch mine and subscribe. You know.
Here, I'm gonna claim you.
Funny.
Yeah,
Buy the game, you
speaking of that,
Big brain. Figure it out.
I'm only playing the game because I had people say they were gonna sub in the first place.
Uh-oh, Pharaoh's focusing me.
I'm not really seeing.
Pharaoh behind, Pharaoh behind. Okay, McCree behind.
Oh, dude, that McCree's so cheeky.
Fair low, fair low.
Okay.
Ow.
It's kind of obvious that he was charging you.
I don't know how I didn't get hit by that.
I'm not seeing any bubbles on Ryan. That's gotta be something you work on, right? Like Zarya's big synergy right now is with either a combo with a Doomfist, which there's been no combos with Doom's ult. You just kind of thrown him both times. The first time might have been an accident, but like this time, like there should have been some type of announcement just because it's such a huge ult and you want to try and get some kind of combo off with it, right? Zarya's ult is also something that if there's no combo, have your bubble ready and let Ryan swing into it to get his ult back, right? You're not bubbling Ryan very much. I mean, this hasn't been too much of a fight right now, but it really is something where Ryan's shield management in the long run is going to come down to your ability to bubble him so you can put his shield down for a bit and start swinging, right? Because that's going to get you charged. He's going to tank a little bit of damage for y'all, and he's going to get some shield back in the process. So that's like the best synergy you've got right now besides the Doom ult combo, which didn't happen. Your ult's something you just got to call out, right? So what I said about letting Ryan swing into it, that's got to be something that happens when Ryan doesn't have ult. So if you have Grav and he has Shatter, I would let him Shatter for a fight, right? The next fight, grab it and let him swing in. If you don't have any other type of combos, like if you have Zarya with Hanzo, right? Like by all means, Zarya Hanzo ult. As long as you're not using Ryan and Zarya, they don't go together. They need to be one fight at a time. And the nice thing about it is like Zara ult, right? You Zara ult the team together. Ryan slides, and then Ryan puts down a shield. He starts swinging at them while they're ulted together. You bubble the Ryan so he's not taking damage immediately as he's swinging. He gets 50-60 ult charge from, you ulting. And then the team's obviously probably going to die whenever you're focusing with everyone in the Zarya ult. So it's like a really good boost to your ult economy for at least, for your tanks, if you can manage when you Zarya ult efficiently. So that's kind of about it. Now I see that this is a 50-something minute.
Okay, alright, I'm here alone. Yeah.
I see this is a 50-something minute recording, almost an hour recording. I'm not gonna review the whole hour. I'm gonna do this game and then maybe another game. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I want to make sure that I can get it uploaded, and also like I want to eat dinner. But we'll play through the rest of this.
office jet, dude. Shit. Alright, dude, I'm gonna combo with myself on this next one.
Alright. I'm ready with my ult.
Somebody stop right. McCree's gonna ult.
Fucking printer, dude. We can get that printer off of that, I'm good.
He's
Not getting too much value out of your bubbles right now.
Oh, shit.
McCree's going up top along with Mercy.
Oh, big pick. Big pick, Batman.
You're kind of just being solo.
Mercy res.
Where?
You gotta look for a bubble on somebody.
We'll have ults for next fight.
Here, High Noon. Just tap your bubble on the closest person, right?
I have ult.
Like, obviously you're gonna want to prioritize down the road, but first you gotta get your response times up and just...
Yeah. I'm gonna flank the McCree and Mercy and then just ult
So,
there, take them both out.
unfortunately, I called what was gonna happen here.
I'm a freaking legend, man.
McCree and Mercy are back on main bridge.
It's really upsetting.
They're gonna ult. She's gonna be an ult.
Boom.
Should I just chill in the back again here?
Let's go.
Okay, I was able to get one person.
Right, chasing me.
Those rises shouldn't be happening. You're feeding the other team. I mean, like, that's the Mercy's fault.
Deep in
But
the back line here, so I'm just gonna
when you decide that you're not gonna win a team fight, you don't commit.
What's up, dead body?
I don't know if you're having a hard time hearing me over the game.
Push and ult him.
Okay. Ready? Pushing up front.
Alright, I'm coming behind.
McCree's on top right.
3, 2, 1, here we go.
Go, go, go.
He kept his shield up whenever you bubbled him. That was just poor coordination.
Nope, I got sniped.
I am. How could you not aim? I was expecting you to pull through, Mercy.
I was trying, and I realized it couldn't commit for the flashbang.
The McCree was one, and
Yeah, he threw it on me. That's why they didn't finish him.
Mercy just flew away with her beam up instead of shooting. So yeah, you just want to dive. A little bit better aim, and you can finish that next time. You're taking a lot of bursts from target focusing.
Watch the far, watch the far, watch the far, right side. Nice. Wait for Mercy res. Huge res.
I'm coming in.
Oh, Zarya 1. Nice.
Focus on shooting the tank. That's gonna be your easiest way to get ult charge. You could have already gotten into your mech again.
Got too close.
Which would have meant that you would have had DM for barrage. Your goal whenever you are baby diva is just to get back into mech as quick as possible.
Oh, I almost made it. Grab.
It's alright. We'll full hold them.
Oh yeah, Doom Fist.
We did not full hold them.
And I remembered that like this seems literally a meme and it doesn't even matter.
Hell no.
We should be getting. That's a terrible spot. It should be like
And then you take some of the
up on the edge, basically.
your butterbeer, dude, and then you chug it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's terrible.
Look, I'm aiming.
How are you supposed to aim over that? Thoth.
There we go. Finally got a good shoot.
Watch out.
You
He's one.
gotta let your team take care of that. You gotta be ready just to combo with a
Ferris behind.
I'm
like.
shot on her. She's getting pocketed though.
Pull out.
Unfortunate you walked. You gotta call it. You're dropping.
Watch the far.
Also, most of the time you drop behind, not in front.
Play behind cart.
Yeah, like I said.
Back it up.
You're anti.
I can't get close enough for that.
Just play back, play back, play back. Wait for tanks.
Oh, that Genji.
Mercy, fly to me.
The only reason that like Hog Orisa is still really good is because of pull hook combos.
Topping hurt. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You guys need to regroup here, or not.
Oh, huge goal, Genji.
Just fall back. Run away. Please don't shoot them.
I don't mean if I'm coming across harsh.
The hook.
I am just hungry. So what I'll probably do is I'll finish this recording, and then I'm gonna eat probably some dino chicken nuggets or something, you know, the meal of champions,
Randomly hook.
and then
You're not pulling without waiting for hook.
man, I like what this Leo guy's saying. He used deflect. There you go. Ooh. Unlucky.
I just need to reload.
Nice.
Okay, we got it.
Do we have anyone else back here?
Mercy ran away.
Okay.
You should be with Orisa getting ready for the next pull hook combo. You're playing him like a DPS kinda right now.
Ready? Pull out. Pull, pull, pull.
Oh, there he is. I'm doing 10.
I have focus.
Oh my gosh. Let's use 10 ult, guys.
Oh my god.
Was that legit 5 ults right there? That was Nano, Blade.
Do you feel like you're dealing with Faro? Okay, you need me to help.
She's just been fighting this whole time. I think they like are doing really good about keeping her behind the line.
You're doing really good about like your hooks. You were anti, no reason to try and heal yourself there. Unlucky bubble.
Behind, behind, behind.
How? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Behind, behind, behind.
What?
This is code.
Pull out. Pull, pull out.
I mean, it was okay.
Alright, I got ult too.
You should be holding hook for the next pull.
Pull out.
Oh, I got stuff by
Hog has his code.
Right side, both yours. On his right, on his right.
She alone?
Yep. She might be far up on the right. Not inside the room, but right there.
You're playing too far up. Now you're on cooldown for your heals when they engage right now.
They have a ball. Hog has his code.
Ball low, ball low.
Didn't need to hook that, he was one.
She got me. Genji's probably close to ult. Oh, that's really rough.
Pull out. Pull out. Sorry, just get it.
Nice.
Come back.
You gotta wait for those combos.
Ball on me.
You would have grabbed Mercy, I think, off of the pool.
Oh gosh, Nano Pharaoh, yeah, that's a lot of damage there. I gotta pull back a little.
He has his code. Mercy has his code.
I'm gonna focus my Genji.
Probably not who you needed to hook there.
Hog has his code. She's one.
On a low, on a low.
Nope.
Oh, big ult.
That's a lot of ults. Yeah, they did really good.
So, in this game, hook management and ult priority. Hook management for Hog, like when you're hooking and who you hook. And then with Zarya, it's the big standout right there that could have gone, that very well would have gotten us all the way to the end, is if we would have had better ult management. And that's just something that's gonna come with time, right? With like learning and everything. Yeah, there was a couple small things like you healing whenever you were antied, and I mean that only happened once, so I don't know if that's something you do often. It is something where it's like, gotta be careful about that. Cause whenever you use something like this, I learned this in the best way possible. I was playing Mei whenever I was taught this. Every time you put an ability on a cooldown by using it, you are at a -1. It might not work as well for you. I don't know. For me, I'm a really big statistics guy. And so thinking about it as a numbers game was a really big deal, right? When you have your abilities off cooldown and they're ready to be used, you're at the advantage. When the Genji uses his deflect, after his deflect is gone, right? He's at a -1. Because he can't deflect, right? Zarya, whenever her bubbles are on cooldown, that's a minus, you know? Hog, whenever he used his heal, now he's on X amount of time where he can't heal again, and that's usually where people want to burst him down, right? So when you get into like high SR, or not high SR, sorry, high just charge, like energy charge for Zarya, then you want to work on not bubbling for ult charge, right? But bubbling to save somebody. So having your bubble off cooldown, so where it's not a -1. But if a Genji dashes with ult, you can bubble your Ana, right? Or if you get, if you know your Rhine shield breaks and the Rhine's going for a shatter, you can self bubble or bubble and possibly block the shatter, right? Like there's different things that you can micromanage, but from the core of it, the fundamental is just understanding the numbers. It's not even real numbers. It's not like X amount of damage or anything. It's just you want to be an advantage in the game, and recklessly using abilities isn't going to get you to be an advantage. It actually puts you at a disadvantage. The only case where that doesn't really happen is like a good example would be Ashe. So Ashe has dynamite, and dynamite you just want to throw out every time it's off cooldown if you can hit somebody, because that's going to build your ult charge, and having Bob is huge, right? And then when you Bob, you can throw in another dynamite. It's just, your goal is just keep pumping out Bobs and also hit shots. But yeah, it really, for me, what helped me, and I don't know if that helped you, that might not help you, but it really is a numbers game for me of advantages and disadvantages. So I'm going to end this one here, and I'm going to get it uploading, and then I'm going to go eat. I may or may not come back and do a second one. I might come back and do a second one another time. And then I'll just eventually get through all these games if you want, or I'll PM you with like what game you want covered. But yeah, man,